glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. My name is Zurinsky, and I'm the first person with autism to run for Florence City Council. At 18 months old, I lost all my words except for Mama and Dad, and it took me several years to relearn how to talk. After regaining my words, I knew I wanted to use my words to have an impact on my community, which first motivated me to become a songwriter. In 2015, I even managed to get a song I recorded played on the radio. I wrote the majority of my songs while I was still in elementary school, and during this time, I also worked my way up to becoming a worship leader on Sundays. In 2009, my preacher, Aaron Foster, signed my church up to participate in a program called Lads to Leaders. During Lads to Leaders, children and youth have the opportunity to compete in several categories, including oral Bible reading, song leading, and making speeches. I knew that I wanted to participate in the song leading and songwriting competitions, but Aaron Foster also encouraged me to give a speech. This was my first time to make a public speech, and I was very nervous. After feeling a sense of accomplishment speaking at Lads to Leaders, it motivated me to start speaking at Florence City Council meetings. My first speech at a Florence City Council meeting was to advocate for a new skate park after Corey Keenum brought it to my attention that our skate park at Cox Street Park is in poor condition. While a few repairs were made after our speeches, I feel that the young men and women of Florence still deserve better. I'm running for Florence City Council because I want to be an example to our next generation of leaders. This includes standing against bullying. Growing up, I got bullied by several people for a variety of reasons, many of which directly related to the things that I struggled with as a child living with autism. I'm the only candidate running for any public office in Florence, Alabama that is marched in the I Stand campaign's Bullying Prevention Awareness Walk. I desire to advocate for better conditions for all people with disabilities. This is why I've made multiple speeches in front of the Florence City Council concerning the broken pedestrian signals on Court Street and Tennessee Street. Having broken pedestrian signals at intersections in downtown Florence poses a safety hazard to people in wheelchairs and our senior citizens that need more time to safely cross the street. If I'm elected to the Florence City Council on August 26th, I hope to get these fixed before someone gets hurt or killed. I also propose marking school bus stops with yellow signs to encourage drivers to slow down. I have a friend named Jared Colwell who lives on Chisholm Road who is the father of an autistic son. On a daily basis, cars fly past his son's school bus stop, and I believe that something has to be done about that before his son or another child gets injured while boarding or exiting the school bus. The City of Florence could purchase 50 yellow school bus stop signs for $3,500, and this is something that I hope to bring before the Florence City Council if I'm elected. In addition to our kids being safe outdoors, I hope to encourage our youth to play outdoors. I continue to advocate for a new skate park to be built in Florence, and I propose building it in McFarland Park in addition to an amphitheater, dog park, and splash pad. I believe that by adding an amphitheater, we can offer more live music in McFarland Park and give our local musicians more opportunities to showcase their songs. A dog park would give the many dog owners that live in downtown Florence a safe place to bring their dog to meet other dogs, exercise, and play. And a splash pad would provide a place for people in McFarland Park to beat the heat and cool off during the summer. When I was growing up, my mom took me down to McFarland Park on many afternoons after I came home from school. I enjoyed playing on the playground, and I watched the sunset over the Tennessee River. After the sunset, I like to watch the lights on the McFarland Park Lighthouse come on. Very few non-coastal cities have a lighthouse, and I believe our lighthouse is a unique symbol to our residents and tourists crossing O'Neill Bridge and the ships entering and exiting the Florence Harbor Marina. For the last several years, the lights atop the McFarland Park Lighthouse have been burnt out, and I miss seeing the multicolored light bulbs shining over the Tennessee River. I promise to work towards replacing the light bulbs in the McFarland Park Lighthouse so it can serve as a beacon for the residents of downtown Florence, ships on the Tennessee River, and vehicles crossing O'Neill Bridge at night once more. I also have memories of eating lunch in McFarland Park on many Saturdays with my family during my early childhood. Now there are cracks in the concrete pads underneath some of the picnic tables. I would like to pour new concrete in order to prevent a picnic table from floating down the Tennessee River. I will also pursue adding more pavilions to increase the amount of covered areas, giving people in McFarland Park additional shade from the hot sun and more places to stand under when it rains. I want McFarland Park to be a place that families want to spend time together at again, and a place where kids can go to make new friends. I'm very grateful for the many new friends that I have made over the course of becoming involved in my community and running for Florence City Council District 2. All the kind words and encouragement that I've received over the last 3 months has meant so much to me, and I am very thankful for all the people that have prayed over me in my campaign. My district encompasses Briarcliff as well as the Cherry Street, Downtown Florence, and Walnut Street historic districts, in addition to the McFarland Heights neighborhood that I've lived in my whole life and the Wildwood Park subdivision. If you live in District 2, I hope to earn your vote on August 26th. For everybody here today, in just a moment, I'd like to open the floor up to take your questions. But for everybody that is not here today, feel free to contact me via email at electriverzurinsky@yahoo.com or reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, where you can find me at Rivers Star. I'm also doing a town hall that's going to be on Saturday, July 12th at 6 p.m. at Companion Coffee Roasters on Wood Avenue up in 7 Points. And if you were not able to make it out today, I'd love to have you in the audience of my town hall and connect with you there. So with that, for everybody that is here today, I'd love to take your questions. So if anybody in the audience has any questions, please raise your hand and I'll answer some questions. Dustin, would you like to ask me anything?
Well, River, I have one question for you.
Sure.
If there was one piece of advice that you could give to any family here, whether they have a child with autism or whether they have autism themselves, to help challenge them to be more involved in our community, what piece of advice would you give them?
Well, I'm going to answer your question in 2 parts, because there's one thing I feel like I need to say first to your question. For families that have a child with autism, if your child is a child that is verbal, please talk to them and involve them in your family's decision making. That's number one, because I cannot stress just how important that it was for me to know what was going on, know the plans that my family had in advance for the week, and be able for them to communicate to me so I would be able to plan my day accordingly, because there are many people with autism that need a daily schedule and a daily routine, so there's less stress and we can know what is coming up and we can plan accordingly. That's one thing that's very important for many autistic people and members of the autistic community like myself. And so that's number one. Number two, please reach out to someone with autism. Part of why I decided to first apply to be on the Florence Beautification Board, which I'm now a member of, and now to run for Florence City Council District 2 is I wanted to be someone that our people with disabilities, and especially our autistic community, could reach out to, that I could be there for to answer their questions. One thing that I'm very grateful and I'm very happy that I had the privilege to do, and it almost brings tears to my eyes. During this campaign, I had the chance to meet a dad as well as meet a mom, both to an autistic son. And I can tell you that I had about a 45-minute conversation with each of them, and they asked me several questions about autism. And I really hope that I was able to make a difference in their ability to understand their child and understand what it was like for me as someone with special needs, in hopes that they might, be better prepared for their future as their child grows up. So to answer your question on how you can support the community, I of course recommend the Chadwick Foundation. For as many people that are watching today, I encourage y'all to go online and to watch the dedication speech that me and Dustin Phillips did together when we accepted the proclamation for Autism Awareness Month back on April 1st from Mayor Andy Betterton. It meant so much to me to be able to be in a position to meet with Mayor Andy Betterton and to get the ball rolling on that, and then to be able to invite Dustin as well as Hannah Catherine, his wife, who is a former schoolmate of mine, 1 year up, so we were not classmates. She was 1 year older than me, but a former schoolmate of mine, and it meant so much to me to have them with me on April 1st when Mayor Betterton proclaimed April as Autism Awareness Month. I hope that's something we can continue to do as a city, regardless of how this election turns out, because it is very important that our special needs community feels included, and the statistics of autism are much higher than they were when I was a kid in terms of the amount of children diagnosed with autism. And so what I'm hoping is for everybody that's here today, everybody that's watching online, that by me being here today and having the courage to get to meet everybody in my community and to run for Florence City Council and to be on our beautification board, my hope is that I can inspire another person with autism or with another disability to get involved in their community. And like I said before, that I can be an inspiration and somebody that people who have a family member with autism can come to better understand their autistic family member. And so if you have a family member, whether that be a child, a loved one with autism, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to get to know you, and I'm happy anytime to meet for coffee or meet at the park and answer any questions you may have about autism, or just talk back and forth online. That works too. But I'm here for our special needs community, and I'm so grateful to have this opportunity today. And I'll turn this mic back over to my friend Dustin.